One way that you can stop all this, if you stopped all betting on games, injury reports wouldn't be as important. Not going to happen. What do I think could happen? Because the commissioners are all talking about it. What about those prop bets? It's a very popular thing. Adam Silver started it. Adam Silver went public saying, I'd like to talk to our partners. I'd like to really talk about prop bets, eliminating them. Matthew Coca had a far better idea. You don't have to eliminate the prop bets, just eliminate the unders. Let's let everyone go for the overs. Play well, play hard, play often. As I told you, the other commissioners are paying attention to what's happening in the NBA, what happens in the NFL. It just happens to be postseason in only one of the sports right now. And that is, well, there's actually postseason in soccer, but whatever, in Major League Baseball. And there's a couple times a year that that Rob Manfred's going to talk. He's going to talk on the eve of the start of the season. He talks at the All-Star game, and he talks at the World Series. That's all the labor notwithstanding. Those are just normal times to meet the media. What do you think the two biggest topics for Rob Manfred would be in doing his media rounds before the World Series and during the World Series? Just by a show of hands, any idea? Well, you guessed it. One, labor. There's a labor agreement upcoming. Labor negotiations are upcoming. You've heard me talk about it. I'm going to talk about it way more. The ins and outs of the negotiation. I've seen it, been there, and this is a very important upcoming negotiation. So you have already seen the commissioner, Rob Manfred. You've seen Tony Clark, the director of the Players Association. You've seen them talk. You've seen them give sort of trial balloons of positions. Two, gambling, for sure. You got to talk about it. Now, how would Tony Clark talk about it? What would be your guess if you are the head of the Major League Baseball Players Association? What would you be saying? I'm here to protect my players. When my players are being yelled at or bullied because they don't do well and people lost their prop bets. When my players could be subject to the same nightmare befalling the NBA, where they could be compromised by members of the mafia. We can't have it. Tony Clark wanted you all to know we've talked a lot about prop bets. We've been concerned about prop bets from the very beginning. Anytime something happens with gambling, Tony Clark said, we worry. It gets greater, our concern. I love that. I love the fact that Tony Clark, who is holding on to his job for dear life, no matter what you read, Tony Clark, who's entering into a negotiation that is going to define him, no matter what you hear that people don't care about their legacy. Rob Manfred said something fun about legacy, Coca, side note. He said, I haven't missed a game because of a labor strike. I don't want to miss any games. That would be amazing. Well, he was asked, wouldn't that be a great legacy to never have any missed games as a member of Major League Baseball, either running the labor department or by being commissioner? This is your last CBA. Wouldn't it be amazing? And he was like, my dad said that legacy is for someone else to decide. You think you're going to get Rob Manfred to say right now, no matter what, I'm not missing games? That would give all the leverage to the players. Not going to happen. You think the players are going to do anything to give an inch or show an inch to the owners right now? Not going to happen. When Tony Clark has an opportunity to actually talk to the media, which he can leak and he can give an interview whenever he wants, but certainly before the World Series, if you think that he's not going to mention player safety, he knows his constituents. Do you think that of all the things that he'd want to negotiate, it's for better food in the kitchen? But if that's what the players want, he wants to deliver it to them. If players don't like getting bullied on their social media, getting death threats, getting yelled at because they didn't play well or did play well, and Tony Clark can do something about that at the table, Tony, you're going to win. We will do anything. It's not we, that's a dollar. They used to be we. 18 years Old habits die hard. They will do anything in this regard to give you something in the collective bargaining agreement. Tony, stop talking about this because you're going to put yourself in a position where you're going to be at the table and MLB is going to say, listen, we are going to provide, and the teams are going to pay for it. We are going to provide internet security. We are going to enhance security at games and on the road. We're going to travel an extra guy, forget an extra referee or umpire. We're going to travel an extra bit of muscle. We're going to make sure that if your players in any way feel unsafe, it's on the house. We're going to pay a guy 80 grand a year to do it full time, and that retired cop still getting paid his pension, going to be so super happy. And meanwhile, in return, we're going to get about 20 million worth of retirement benefit gives by you during the negotiation. But keep talking, Tony. It's going to keep working out for you. This is not something that should even come up publicly. The safety and security of the players, the well-being, the mental well-being of the players who are getting attacked over the gambling. Leave that for off the negotiating table. I'm begging you. Actually, I'm not begging you. What do I care? As a matter of fact, it's probably to my benefit for there to be a work stoppage because I'm one of the shows that both sides would look to and that people watch. So as a matter of fact, keep doing it, Tony. Keep bringing up the fact that you've got these great concerns. I get that basketball players are athletes. Coca is in my ear wanting to read you a quote, which I'm going to read you about Jaylen Brown, the member of the Boston Celtics. Players are just obviously addressing what happened with Chauncey Billups, with Terry Rozier. They're addressing it in baseball too. Something that happened in basketball. It's a big story. I would have, excuse me, if I had my way and I were still running a team during this day and age, and there were a big gambling issue in another sport, yeah, of course I'm going to spring to action. I'm going to talk to my players. I'm going to remind them, just like the NFL did, just like Major League Baseball did, a reminder of what the rules are, because how it is that a player wouldn't know the rules is beyond me. If you think Terry Rozier didn't know that he shouldn't be doing it, no matter how smart or stupid he is, no matter who he's surrounded himself with, I don't care. He knew. Trust me, he knew. If you think Chauncey Billups didn't realize he was doing something wrong, you're wrong. He knew. He got caught. He got caught. Every player needs to be primed. What do we talk about here? What do we say when the media comes up to us? Jaylen Brown said, me personally, that whole world was introduced a couple years ago, and I don't think they took players into consideration, especially with the energy and the behavior that goes around gambling and how that directly correlates to players. He's talking about the fact that they all get yelled at when they don't hit their over-under in points by the people who took either the over or the under. But then Jaylen Brown added a statement that made Adam Silver crawl into a shell. Jaylen Brown said, quote, we don't benefit from any of the profits or anything like that, but we've got to deal with a lot of the extra negativity and scrutiny behind all the gambling stuff. Adam Silver, you got to do better messaging. You got to do it. Owners, presidents, get to your players right now. Jaylen Brown with his max deal. Do you know why Jaylen Brown's making the money he's making? Because of the revenue that's come in from gambling companies, because of the revenue that came in from broadcasters who believed in the full integrity and believed that people were watching and gambling. Do you think what he meant to say, Coca, is that he doesn't benefit from the profits that are done by people who get inside information when in fact they do get profits because Rozier, Billups, they're all getting paid? 2,500, 10 grand, 200 grand? Do you think Jaylen Brown in his 5-year, $285 million contract? 5 years, 285, Jaylen. You're saying you don't benefit from any of the profits from the league or the gambling companies? Now, it is true, $285 million does not get you the type of hairline you want or the type of hair product. All that is true. But you know what $285 million over 5 gets you? Overpaid. got you a ring, no more. Do you know what 285 over 5 gets you? It gets you the right to say whatever you want in your mind. And for you to think that you are helping a situation, Jalen, by saying, hey, we don't benefit from any of the profits or anything like that. Okay, my bad.